I'll start off by saying that this is based off an old Jaden Animations video, so I'm just taking inspiration from her. Is that good? Good enough. School, or shul, however you want to pronounce it. It's where people are forced to learn, which I guess is a good thing. If we didn't have school, we'd be laying on the floor not able to know what a mortgage is, so we wouldn't pay it. Then again, some people can't afford it. Funny! Although we give it flack, school's good for learning, building interests, and our social lives. Now, did that sound convincing? And building interests includes the musical interests, like singing and playing instruments. By this point, you've probably seen the title, so you know what we're going to talk about. Music classes! Now let's start off with the simple days of 3rd grade, where teachers complain about me using pink paper. Oh my god, this boy's using pink paper! Mr. and Mrs. Sheriff's parents, I don't think this behavior is going to lead to good things. Well, Miss Teachy, I'm a woman now, so I beat the system! 3rd grade was a time for us to take more advanced music classes. Compared to us just playing musical chairs and singing old Yankee Diddly Doodle. You know what we did? We got to learn the recorder! Well, it seems we all have the same opinion. 3rd graders playing recorders is worse than listening to me complaining about 3rd graders playing recorders. Well, no one sounds good on it except for that solo on My Heart Will Go On. We learned the basics like hot cross buns and buns that are hot and crossed and Beethoven's 5th Symphony. Well, you know the basics. I think you get it. I remember we earned little stickers and ribbons whenever we completed our songs. Because, we tried. We failed, but, we tried. And isn't that all that matters? No! Shut up! And I respect our music teacher. She probably experienced that, day after day, but she kept that smile and her niceness, even though her ears were probably hemorrhaging like crazy. Isn't this pleasant? How about we just move on to 4th grade? That was when things got serious. We got our choices of orchestra, band, and chorus.
Wow, an orchestra! If I go in there, I'll get to play the xylophone, yeah!
Now guess where I went? And if you said orchestra, you were probably forced to do so. I don't mean any disrespect, but I feel that none of the kids wanted to do it. Even though I was in it, I didn't want to do it either.
Hey, look, a string piece of hardwood.
Oh, you want to know how to play it?
Yeah, but I don't really want to. I just kind of want to rub this stick against it and just create sounds that even Satan would call torturous.
It wasn't really my fault. It's the teacher that never really got us for the lessons. We had to remember it ourselves. 4th graders. 4th graders can remember an entire Pokemon set. Not even a math question that they learned 3 minutes ago. And the teacher was the same way! He didn't send anyone down to get me, even though my parents said, hey, you should send someone down to get Daryl. Nothing! I was in that class for 2 weeks or so, and I don't remember anything that I did in there, apart from just pondering why I wasted my time. I was inspired to pick up orchestra by the way people played the string instruments, and my brother who also played it, as he plays the cello. And so we got a violin for me, I was happy, I lost interest, and then I dropped out.
I regret nothing!
And after I dropped out, I realized that I still had to take one of the aforementioned classes, and I didn't want to play the trombone or anything, so I went to chorus. And who was the teacher? The teacher who played the recorder with us! Woo! And I got to say, even after the recorder classes, I did love the 2 years that I had with her. They were fun and interesting, and I don't regret anything in those classes. Even though I really loved singing, I mainly dicked around in the corner with, the xylophones and the drums and the boom whackers. They're like those tubes that you bang on the ground and they go bong. Yeah, it was good. It was nice. But unfortunately, Miss Recorder got laid off, and then we got a different teacher. It was good, but he didn't have the same effect on me that Miss Recorder did. But still a good teacher. He loved the subject, and he was just full of energy, so I do remember him well. And honestly, those are good qualities to have in a teacher. I think we're going a little off topic, but let's get back on topic. But I don't want to! Jimmy, shut up. Go back in the can. No, not that. I remember having the class with a really good friend of mine. Her name is KneecapperDeleter96, who you should subscribe to. Do it now. And, it was the start to a very lovely and ridiculous friendship. And I remember we performed in concert to show how much we've improved, and we sang the ancient melodies. Except for me. I was just bawling in the backseat of my car because I'm socially inept. Even back then. Wow. I imagine at least one other kid was like that, but, I thought I was alone, and I was just taken home for at least 4 of those concerts. At most, 56. I mean, we didn't even stay for other performances. Well, I don't mean to brag, but we weren't the worst in the world. I mean, yeah, well, 4th graders on strings and brass don't really sound amazing. They kind of sound like, well, here's an example. Then again, I doubt we were much better, being pubescent 9 to 10-year-olds. Our voices cracked more times than arthritis on steroids. But I can say that without a doubt, we've definitely improved. I'm still in chorus to this day, and I got way better pipes. In my throat and in my house. Well, that's another story, but you want to hear my pipes? Okay. Now, did you think I was gonna scream? I did too, 'cause I'm not funny. Fuck. Well, let's step away from school. Insert coronavirus joke here. And let's move on to the homie. In my experience, home was way more enjoyable than school for me because I had my family, my technology, my bed, my chicken nuggets. It's like a barbershop quartet of happiness. Except I have depression. Except we're not talking about that. Because when I was younger, I was interested in the keyboard. It was pretty nice, but being a young child with no perception of chords and harmonies, I wasn't playing Bridge Over Troubled Water. I was pretty much playing the theme from SuicideMouse.avi. But I had fun, and I haven't played it in 2 years. I miss you, buddy. And a similar instrument I have is the melodica. It's a keyboard, but smaller, and you blow into it. That's what she said. Thank God I have it, and I can show you the grace and beauty of this instrument. Other than that, I just have, these instruments just around my bed, like these harmonicas. And my old recorder and, tin whistles. Now, isn't this menagerie of instruments just all worthy? Right? Right? Guys? I haven't been here since 2 a.m. Well, hasn't this been long, but, there's one more instrument I want to talk about. No, wait. Don't... Anyway, about 6 months ago, I started developing a love for the drums. Sit down and stay here. I'm talking to you. How did I develop that? Well, I played on GarageBand. Yes, I know that sounds weird, but it was just meant to be. Now, my dad's a musician, and he has friends who are also musicians, obviously, and some of them have drums. And this very nice guy had 2 drum sets, and he gave one to me in January, and for some reason, I was just a natural. I haven't been behind a set since I was 12, and even then, I wasn't playing them like I am now, and over the few weeks, they just improved so dramatically, and then Mr. Drumman, he just gave me a better set, which was so much more professional. I got that about a month ago, and it sounds amazing. It has a better bass drum, snare drum, has better toms and cymbals, and it's just very good. It's very nice. And I'm very proud of myself for trying the drums and improving. And as a send-off, I'll show you all a little of my drumming skill. Hope the computer doesn't fall down, because... Oof. Why, thank you.